A very good morning to all the viewers. This is your Padma ma'am. I am back with a new video. Today we shall start with a civics lesson, that is rural local self-government for class 6 students. Before beginning the class today, as always, I would like to request the students to please keep your textbooks open in front of you, open to the concerned page and keep it in front of you. Please do watch my video. After watching my video, what you do is go through the lesson and give it a quick reading, or else everything would be vague and it would be in vain, right? And I am planning to upload a couple of videos in the coming weeks. I am planning to upload a couple of videos. I will complete with civics, then I am planning to proceed on to geography. I will start with your geography lessons. But in this difficult situation, in case of any delay due to lockdown or shutdown, please do bear with me and please put up with me. Meanwhile, what you can do is you can read the previous lessons that were taught, you can practice your geography diagrams, or you can read and practice writing the question and answers from your notebook, the notes that has been given, right? I shall be back very soon. Okay, so let us start with today's class without any delay. So today's topic of discussion is rural local self-government. Before I start any chapter, as I always tell you, without understanding the heading or the title of the chapter, there is no point in proceeding. Once you understand the heading of the chapter, you get an idea or an image about what is this chapter about or what is it dealing with, right? So, what do you mean by, before I could start, I would like to ask all of you, what do you mean by the word rural? Right? Rural refers to villages, right? Or the countryside, whereas urban refers to towns and cities, whereas rural refers to villages. So, today we are going to start a new chapter regarding rural local self-government. So, what do you mean by local self-government? Local self-government means nothing but the people of a particular area or locality elect their own representatives, right? They come together to solve their everyday problems or the day-to-day problems faced by the villagers. The local self-government starts at the grassroots level. Grassroots level means what? It starts at a very low level, that is, it begins from the village level. So, what is the topic of discussion or study for today? Today we are starting with a new chapter, that is rural local self-government. Rural refers to the countryside or the villages. Local self-government here refers to the representatives that are elected by the people of that particular village or that particular locality. The rural local self-government starts at the basic level or at the very low level, that is called as the grassroots level. Grassroots level refers to the low level, right? It starts at the basic level and they come together to solve their everyday problems that are faced by the people of that area or that village. And let me tell you, the rural local self-government, or popularly called as the Panchayati Raj system, consists of three parts. What is that? One is the Gram Sabha, next is the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. So, in our today's class, we are going to study about Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat, each one of them individually in detail. Not only that, the Panchayati Raj system is also called as three-tier system. What? It is called as a three-tier system. Why? Because it works at three levels. What are the three levels? At the village level, a group of villages put together is called as a block. The second one is at the block level, and then at the district level, or the third one is the district level. So, what? The Panchayati Raj system is popularly called as a three-tier system. Why? Because it works at three levels. What are they? At the village level, at the block level and at the district level. right? At the block level it is called as the block samiti. At the district level we call them as Zilla Parishad. So shall we proceed with the today's class again? So what is a Gram Sabha? Let me tell you. The first one, right? It consists of three parts, I told you, remember? Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat. The three parts are Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. So what is a Gram Sabha? All the people or all the adults or all the people who are at the age of 18 or above, all the people who are 18 or above the age of 18 come together to make a Gram Sabha, or they constitute a Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha meets at least 2 times or twice a year to discuss about the various problems that are faced by the villagers of that particular village. Now moving on to Gram Panchayat. So what is a Gram Panchayat? Panch means 5, right? So all the members of the Gram Sabha elect the members of the Gram Panchayat, and the Gram Panchayat is headed by a Sarpanch. He is also called as a Mukhya or a Pradhan. So who is the head of the Gram Panchayat? The Sarpanch or the Pradhan or the Mukhya is the head of the Gram Panchayat, right? Are you able to understand, children? Are you following what I am telling you? Then the Nyay Panchayat. What is a Nyay Panchayat? The village court is called a Nyay Panchayat, right? The village court is popularly referred to as the Nyay Panchayat. It deals with small and petty cases, right? It deals mainly with small and petty cases, and it can only impose fine, but it cannot sentence a person to jail. But what is the advantage of a Nyay Panchayat? A Nyay Panchayat provides quick and speedy justice, right? It gives us quick and speedy justice. So this is the content of our today's class. So let us begin with the class today. Let us start. So now let us first see or understand the meaning of local self-government. Or first let us understand or discuss what is the meaning of local self-government. The local self-government works in cities, towns and villages at the local level or grassroots level. What do you mean by grassroots level, children? Grassroots level means nothing but at the very low level or at the local level. So in cities and towns it is called as urban local self-government. I repeat, in cities and towns it is called as urban local self-government, whereas in villages we call it as rural local self-government. So once again, the local self-government works in cities, towns and villages at the grassroots level, means at the local level. This means the people of a locality elect their own representatives, I told you, right, who form the local self-government of that area. That area could be a city, a town or a village. Municipal corporations, municipalities, Zilla Parishads and Gram Panchayats are the various local self-governing bodies in our country. The local self-governing bodies provide basic civic amenities. Civic amenities means basic facilities. Okay, basic facilities like drinking water. What are the basic facilities that are needed by the people of that town, city or village or that locality? Obviously they need clean drinking water. So they provide basic civic amenities, means necessities or facilities like what? Like drinking water, electricity, roads, parks, etc. to the local people. So what is the main duty of a local self-government? The main duty of a local self-government is to provide the people of that area or locality. It could be a town, city or village with the basic civic amenities, that is basic facilities or the essentials or necessities like clean roads, clean drinking water, electricity and so on. Urban refers to, you all know, towns and cities, whereas rural refers to villages. Local self-governing bodies work at how many levels? 2 levels. What are they? Urban local self-government, rural local self-government. That is, urban refers to towns and cities, rural refers to the countryside or the villages. So, the local self-government works at 2 levels. It can be broadly classified under 2 heads. What is that? Urban and rural. Urban local self-government and rural local self-government. Now, let us see what is the Panchayat Raj system. The term Panchayat is derived from a word called Panch, which means 5. Panch. बोलते हैं ना, Panch Pandav 5. Panch refers to 5. The term Panchayat is derived from the word Panch, which means 5. At the rural level or in the villages, the local self-government functions under the Panchayati Raj system. Point to be noted, please underline. The rural level or in the villages, at the village level or at the rural level, the local self-government functions under what? It functions under the Panchayati Raj system. It is essentially a 3-tiered system with the panchayats at the what level? Village level, block samitis at what? Block level, and Zilla Parishad at what level? District level. So, group of villages together make a block, constitute a block, right? So, the panchayats at the village level, block samitis at the block level, and Zilla Parishad at the district level. I hope it's clear. Are you understanding? Shall we proceed? The panchayat system has 3 parts. I hope you can see this page in your textbook. Please open to this page. The page number may vary because mine is an old edition. Please open to this page in your textbook and underline this paragraph. The last one just above the picture or the table. The panchayat system has 3 parts. What are they? The Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Let us study about each of them. Underline from the panchayat system to the Nyay Panchayat. The panchayat system has 3 parts: the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Can you see this table in your textbook? Can you see this image or the figure? So, the Panchayat Raj, what? It has 3 parts. What are the 3 parts? Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat. So, the Panchayat system has 3 parts. The first one is the Gram Sabha. In the next slide, we will discuss that. Then comes the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Now, the Gram Sabha, a village which has a population of how much? Please underline this one in your textbook, children. Please take a pencil and underline. Do not scribble with a pen. A village which has a population of 500 or more, not 500, 500 or more than 500. 500 or more people has a Gram Sabha. All the adults refers to the people of the age 18 and above. 18 years and more than 18, above 18 years. So, all the adults of the village or the people who are 18 years or above are the members of the Gram Sabha. So, what did you understand from this? The Gram Sabha, okay, you find a Gram Sabha in the village with a population of 500 or more than 500. If the village has a population of 500 or more than 500, then only you find a Gram Sabha. And all the elderly people, that is adults, that is people who are of the age of 18 or above, more than 18 years, are the members of the Gram Sabha. A Gram Sabha is essentially what? A village assembly. Underline this. A village assembly is popularly called as Gram Sabha. True or false? It can appear for objective type. So, please do underline. A Gram Sabha is essentially a what? It is a village assembly. A Gram Sabha is nothing but where all the adults or all the people of the age of 18 or above come together. They gather in an assembly, right, and discuss about the current problems of the village that the village is facing. Okay, all the people, they assemble, they come together to discuss the day-to-day problems of the villagers. So all the people means it is an assembly, assembling of all the people, gathering of the people together. So a Gram Sabha is also popularly called as or referred to as a village assembly. So this can appear for objective type like true or false, match the following, or fill in the blank. So please do underline this. So what did you understand till now? A village which has a population of 500 or more only has a Gram Sabha. All the people who are of the age of 18 or above are the members of the Gram Sabha. They gather together, okay, to discuss the problems of the day-to-day problems faced by the villagers of that particular area or village, right? Therefore, because they assemble or gather together, the Gram Sabha is also called as the village assembly. The Gram Sabha, what does it do? What is its function? Holds meetings at least means minimum, right? Minimum of at least 2 times a year. So the Gram Sabha meets or assembles, they gather together at least how many times? 2 times a year. Do underline this, twice a year. Twice means 2 times. So Gram Sabha holds meetings at least twice a year and discusses important matters and problems regarding the village. Right? So what is the duty of the Gram Sabha? They need to meet at least, it is a minimum requirement, a minimum of 2 times. It can be even more than 2 times, but not less than. Minimum means, at least means what? Minimum. Minimum means kam se kam, at least they should meet 2 times a year, not less than 2 times. It can be even more than 2 times. What do? They discuss about the problems of the village or the villagers. What is the duty or the function of the Gram Sabha? The Gram Sabha holds meetings at least twice a year. And what do? What is the function? Discuss important matters and problems regarding the village. It also elects the members of the Gram Panchayat. So who elect the members of the Gram Panchayat? We studied the Panchayati Raj system has 3 parts: Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat. So the members of the Gram Sabha elect the members of the Gram Panchayat, right? Is it clear? Are you understanding? See, this is the image of a Gram Sabha. It is given in your textbook. See, people who are 18, you can see here. Can you find any children or small kids here? No. So people are usually adults. Who are adults means 18 or more than 18. Above, see, you cannot find any children here, right? So people who are 18 or more than 18, above the age of 18, or all the adults of that village gather. See how many people? All the people of the village. So this is also called as a village. Gram Sabha is also called as a village assembly. See, this is the picture of a Gram Sabha. Now moving on to Gram Panchayat, right? What is the next one after Gram Sabha? 3 parts: Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, Nyay Panchayat. So now we finished with Gram Sabha and now let us discuss Gram Panchayat. A Gram Panchayat consists of members elected by whom? Members elected by Gram Sabha. Who elects the members of the Gram Panchayat? Members of the Gram Sabha elect the members of the Gram Panchayat. So the head of the Gram Panchayat is called dash. Underline this. The head of the Gram Panchayat is called as Sarpanch, Mukhiya or Pradhan. We can call him Sarpanch. Only it's a matter of name. Only the names differ, but his position is the same. He is also referred to as a Sarpanch. He is also called as a Mukhiya or a Pradhan. All 3 mean one and the same. Some seats in the Gram Panchayat are reserved for the people belonging to who? Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Some of the seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe category. Next, 1/3 of the seats are also reserved for women. So what? Some of the seats are reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, and 1/3 of the seats are reserved for women. Right? This is very simple, needs no more explanation. Shall I proceed? I hope you all are understanding. Let us move on. See, this image is given in your textbook. Can you see a big gathering? No. Previously, in the image of a Gram Sabha, you found a big gathering of people assembling, right, in huge number. So Gram Sabha is also called as what? Village assembly, because it's a huge gathering. People assemble, all the people of the village who are 18 years and above gathered there. But can you see them? No. And what did they do? They elected the members of the Gram Panchayat. So this is the picture or the image of a Gram Panchayat. It is clearly visible in your textbooks as well. Now let us discuss the Nyay Panchayat. What is the Nyay Panchayat? The village court is called as the Nyay Panchayat. Not all villages have a Nyay Panchayat, right? It usually deals with petty cases. Petty means small issues, okay, not of criminal nature. And let me tell you, it can only impose fine, right? It can only impose fine, but cannot sentence a person to jail, or it cannot put somebody behind bars. But what is the advantage of a Nyay Panchayat? A Nyay Panchayat helps in providing speedy justice, means quick justice, immediate justice. So let us discuss this. The Nyay Panchayat. Nyay Panchayat is the third part of the Panchayati Raj system, has three parts. Gram Sabha, we finished. Gram Panchayat, we already completed discussing it. Now we are discussing the third part, that is the Nyay Panchayat. The Nyay Panchayat is the village court. Underline, the village court is called as dash. Only some big villages, not all, point to be noted. There is a word called some. Only some big villages have a Nyay Panchayat. The members of the Nyay Panchayat are usually elected by whom? By the Gram Panchayat. See, members of the Gram Sabha elect the members of the Gram Panchayat. The head of the Gram Panchayat is called Sarpanch, Mukhya or Pradhan. Now, the members of the Gram Panchayat elect the members of the Nyay Panchayat. See, this is a chain. Can you find? Members of the Gram Sabha elect the members of the Gram Panchayat. Members of the Gram Panchayat elect the members of the Nyay Panchayat, or popularly called as the village court. Their job, what is their job? What is the job of the Nyay Panchayat? Their job is to settle disputes among the people. In doing so, they provide cheap and speedy justice to the people. Speedy justice without any delay, without any lagging, or without taking much time. They give you quick and speedy justice. Okay. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you understood today's class. So in the next video, we shall discuss about Gram Panchayat in more detail, like what are the functions of the Gram Panchayat. Functions are again divided into compulsory functions and optional functions, right? So what are we going to study in the following class? We are going to study about the Gram Panchayat, functions of the Gram Panchayat, right? Then sources of income, from where do this panchayat get money, sources of income of the Gram Panchayat and the importance of Gram Panchayat, right? And we'll study about the duties of the Nyay Panchayat. So in the following class, we are going to make a detailed study about the functions, sources of income and importance of Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat. So what was today's class? Today was just an introductory class. We studied that at the village level. Okay, there exists the Panchayat Raj system. It has three parts: the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Again, it is called as a three-tiered system because it works at three levels. What is that? At the village level, the Panchayat; at the block level, the Block Samiti; at the district level, the Zilla Parishad. Because it works at three levels: village, block and district level, we call it as a three-tier system. And what, let me tell you, local self-government are broadly classified into two: rural and urban. Urban refers to towns and cities, the local governing bodies in towns and cities, and the local governing bodies on the countryside or in the villages is called as rural local self-government. So what was our chapter today? Are we studying urban? No. So today we started with the chapter Rural Local Self-Government, and these local self-governing bodies are elected by the people of that locality, and they work at the grassroots level, means at a very low level or the local level. So shall I take it for granted the class was clear? Okay. So stay home, stay safe, stay online, because this is a very difficult situation we are going through, and I am trying my level best to bring out the videos, right? So let us meet very soon when everything restores to normal, when everything restores back to normal. Thank you. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe. That's all for today. Bye bye. Have a good day.